Hi guys, this is Derek Bougin from On Ice Hockey Performance Center and the U11 AAA Southern Tier Admirals coaching staff. This video is on Dzone coverage, and this is very, very simple, but very, very important. So we go into a little bit of detail here on the roles and responsibilities of each player on the ice, and this is non-negotiable. The details on this need to be dialed in so that this keeps us competitive against stronger, more competitive teams. The better we get at this, the better chances we have of playing good quality playoff hockey and giving ourselves a chance to play against the best teams in the province. The one thing as coaches we want everybody to understand is that playing well in your own zone is a choice. Very hard to teach creativity and scoring, but playing well in your own zone is a personal, individual choice every single shift, and this should help our players make those choices. But we're going to cut the ice into quadrants. So this is our net. So this would be our right winger. This would be our right D, our left winger, our left D, and then our centerman has freedom to go into all four quadrants. So basically what we want to make sure that happens is that our wingers, the message is do less. So we do not want our wingers coming down and getting engaged in any battles in these corners. When everything breaks down, one thing we want to make sure that we do is that we are protecting the house. So this is the house. And when in doubt or when we are confused, we're always going to just come back inside the house. So here's our low house. So anytime we're back checking, anytime we're coming back and around, we're going to come back into the low house first, and then we're going to sort it out. Okay, so any play that we're coming back in our zone, we're going to back check, and we're going to come into this low house, and then we're going to sort it out. As you can see here, we have a 5 of dice. Now the 5 of dice is kind of our formation where as long as we can draw a 5 of dice in D-zone coverage, we're in good shape. So this is something that we are communicating to the boys to always be able to play their positions, stay on the strong side, and allow us to draw a 5 of dice. From here, we're now going to cut the ice into our quadrants. So I'll draw it here in a different color. This is our right wing quadrant. This is our left wing. This is our right D. This is our left D. And then we understand that our centerman is a player that can go into all 4 quadrants to help out and support. When the puck is on the right side here, we're going to have, let's say the puck is here, we're going to have our right D as layer 1. We're going to have our centerman as layer 2. And then we're going to have our strong side winger, which would be the right wing, with his butt towards the middle of the ice. That's his butt. Stick here and having an awareness that this is his man here, and awareness that if this guy comes up and he can pressure, but also being ready to come out and help out in this house if they attack. We do not want our right winger here coming and getting involved in any battle here. His responsibility is this man. One thing we have a tendency to do is have that strong side winger start creeping and get close to the boards. We want to make sure that we are off the boards and we are always in that strong side defenseman's shooting lane, not pinched off to the wall and giving up the middle of the ice. Our left wing is going to be in his high slot, and he's ready to help out in the house. He's ready to pressure his D, but he won't come over and get involved here. He won't come over and get involved out of his quadrant. His responsibility here is to help out in the house and then be ready to protect his quadrant. Now, when we have that ice cut in half, and we're asking our weak side winger to come down and help out in that low house, we're going to call this our sag man. So this weak side winger is going to play a sag because the more important area to protect is always going to be this low slot area, middle of the ice, then this D. If this puck comes out to our points, we're going to ask our wingers to now get in that shooting lane by coming inside out and eliminating anything towards the front of our net. What we want these D to do is, because we have our wingers coming inside, the first look is always going to be back towards the outside. This is going to simplify our sight lines for our goalies in the net so that they can look on the short side, but also try to take away this D being able to look and have pucks to the middle, because now we're giving up ice to the outside of the net, or outside of the middle of the ice. Our net side D, which would be the left D here, is looking for their F3, also ready to close off anything on the short side post, but he's not going to come over and get involved. If we see a loose puck back here, he can kind of release and pick it up, and then off we go for offense. But any puck that now gets chipped into his quadrant, he's going to become D1, and he's now going to pressure. So let's say this puck comes around this way. So the shift that happens here is our right D, our centerman. Centerman is going to come up and then support. Our right D is going to come to the strong side post. Our left D will now be here. Our centerman will now be here. Our weak side winger, who was our left, is now going to come with his butt towards the middle of the ice. That's his butt. Stick in this lane, knowing where his defenseman is. He can creep up and kind of close that off. Our right side our right side winger is now going to come and protect the space in front of the net or the slot. And he's now ready to help out in the house. So it's just going to be something that all switches to that other side. The biggest thing we want to teach our wingers is that their responsibilities here are to make sure that they are ready to always help and protect the house, especially the low half of the house. But their job is to make sure that they are not chasing on the weak side, or they are not ending up into these corner spots. These are called transition areas. So when pucks come out of this, they're transitioning, but we are not getting involved as a strong side winger or a weak side winger on battles deep in the zone, because our responsibilities here in this very simplified D-zone coverage is that high D and understanding where he is. Any puck that is now behind our net here, we're going to close off each post with our D. We're going to have our centerman here. We're going to sag and have both wingers come in that low house. And now we're going to create a box +1 or a 5 of dice. This is primarily going to be any sort of defending that we do from pucks that start from behind the net or end up behind the net, where we're closing off all of the dangerous space and we're forcing them to use the outside of the zone. We're going to work with these guys a lot on this D-zone coverage stuff. Just show them this quickly. But the biggest thing that we want them to understand is that we're going to play basically a 4 quadrant. So this would be the right wing, this would be the left wing, this would be the right D, this would be the left D, and then our centerman is going to have freedom to kind of play in all 4 quadrants. Very, very simple. Nothing is black and white, and we will continue to help and try to develop their awareness, taking away time and space, marking guys down low, but just making sure that we compete. And the number one objective is to always make sure that we are protecting the house right here.